First off, we're going to have Joni Kettunen, the CEO of FirstBeat, who'll be talking about actively solving your own fitness puzzle. And then Michael Yang's going to lead a panel of experts talking about what we're going to do with all this data that we're gathering. Are we all ready? All right, here we go.
Everyone, nice to be here and thank you for inviting me to speak. So I'm Joni Kettunen from FirstBeat and I'm going to speak about how to use technologies to provide better fitness experience and fitness improvements for you. So how to personalize and something about FirstBeat and our background. So we do physiological analytics and a lot of the applications we work for sports and health, they have heart rate variability component into that, actually all of them. And one area of business we do is we license our technology into a number of consumer devices. So there's more than 80 consumer devices there now in the market, like the devices by Garmin, Suunto, and some others. So we are leading company in that field. But we do also have our own products. And one segment we work is professional sports, wherein we have about 800 professional teams around the world using our products to improve the training of their athletes. So some of the teams are Warriors, for example, or Golden Knights from Las Vegas. They've been doing very well, and they are our customers as well, the Pittsburgh Penguins and Manchester United, many of those. And also we work in a corporate screenings, corporate wellness, but that's business is mainly taking part in Europe. So our background and our approach is combining physiology with mathematics, and that's something that we believe that all the good wearables should do. And it's not only about the math or AI, machine learning, but it's really there needs to be understanding of the physiology to create a better user experience. So doing a lot of lab work, lab studies, doing data modeling, machine learning, all kinds of different intelligent systems, and using those data then to derive more actionable feedback based on the raw data. We also do work with a number of academic institutions wherein they use our products and our services as a part of their research, and then they come up with peer-reviewed journals, articles, which is nice. And so the key of what we do is to make sense of heart rate variability, some of the other sensor signals, to create an image of your physiology. And once we know what's happening there, what is the condition of the body, how is the training, how is the stress and recovery, so then we can provide that feedback as through wearables, through professional systems. So, about the wearables, the wearable promise. Wearables are to measure us, so measurement is one important part of them, to get feedback, give feedback and advice for you that would potentially help to change your behaviors in a way that would improve either your health, fitness, or performance, depends on what you're gaining. So that has been the promise of wearables since the beginning, basically. And obviously, the sensor signal, the raw data, it needs to be accurate to get there. Then the products, services do need to apply analytics to create meaning out of them. And that analytics need to be valid. It does need to relate to your health or fitness, for example. And the feedback in those products it needs to be in a context of the user, whatever the user is aiming at. So it needs to be meaningful. So basically, the delivery in this context, it needs to provide meaningful and personalized advice, information for the user. And I would stress the personalized because that's one big part of the wearables. If it's not personalized, why bother measuring at all? Why to have sensors at all if you are not going to use the data to tell what is happening to you, what is your condition? And on the other side, I think that I would believe that wearables which are not capable of delivering this personalized experience, meaningful feedback, are not going to survive in the market. And that's something we are seeing also at the moment. So let's take as an example fitness level, VO2 max, which measure, it's about your lungs' capacity to extract oxygen and deliver that for the muscles. So aerobic fitness. So obviously this is something that is related to athletes, professional athletes, and increasing your VO2 max can give you the competitive edge. You can win in the competition. Certainly, it's also related to somebody who wants to get more fit. There needs to be a measure for that. So you shouldn't just call tracker that is measuring, let's say, steps, for example, a fitness tracker, if it's not actually tracking the fitness. So it's a different thing. And it's certainly related to life quality. And as you know, you have this, maybe there's a period that you have had a better fitness and you have experienced a better life quality there, you have had more energy to do things. And VO2 max is also certainly related to health. And I will show you. So this is a recent study at Mayo Clinic and showing that each 1 MET equals 3.5 milliliters per kilogram per minute of VO2 max was associated with almost $1,600 of annual reduction in healthcare costs. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. So the healthcare costs, there's much more in the game in terms of productivity and improved life quality. So this is quite strong. And if you think of, let's say, 10 years, maybe improving your VO2 max with 3 METs, that's a lot of money, actually, to be saved. There's another study, meta-analysis, showing that at 50-year-old person, so if your VO2 max is relatively low, fairly low, below 26 milliliters per kilogram, your chances of dying is increased by 70% when compared to having a normal VO2 max. So that's pretty strong as well. And then there's an unfortunate law of nature that when we get more age, our fitness tends to decrease. That's unfortunate. Now, the fortunate thing here is that, let's say that if you're at the age of 50 and you have a relatively low VO2 max, you can do, it's completely feasible to do an increase of 20% into your VO2 max. And by doing this, you can actually, you can resist the fitness decrease by aging. And at best, you can get 20 more years of having a moderate VO2 max, which means that you have much higher capacity to do things in your life. So I would say that it's 20 more years of quality life, quality living. It does not necessarily mean that you live 20 years longer, but certainly you can be more alive to do things that you like to do. So this is pretty strong, actually. So my point is that VO2 max is certainly not only for the athletes, and it's even more relevant for all of us in terms of our life quality and health. So traditionally, VO2 max as a metric, it's been measured, and it's still being measured at lab, which is the golden standard, with the gas analysis mask there. And we at First Beat has been developing this method for some time already, where we are measuring VO2 max outside of lab, in real life, in real life conditions during walking or jogging or running. So basically you can get this estimate every day automatically, as long as there's a heart rate sensor attached to your device and we need some other information as well. So basically we can tell what is your personal fitness number, 42 in this case. Is it good or bad for your age? What is your fitness age if we compare that to the norms and population? Is the fitness level increasing or decreasing? So basically, if you are into improving your fitness, the first thing is to know where you are. Same way, if you are to lose weight, you may use the scale to understand where you are and then use that as a reference into understanding the result of your activities. So if you want to improve your fitness and so to understand where you are and also to see the benefits of your exercise, return of investment in your time and effort, understanding and seeing that your fitness is actually increasing as a result of your doing. Also understanding if, let's say, a particular way of doing exercise and patterns are not very productive or maybe productive. So getting a little bit more understanding of that. What is good for you and for your lifestyle and your background. And so that's one thing. Other thing is that like every real, like a real person, coach, would like to understand person's starting point, fitness level, to start giving instructions what to do next. In the same way, if we speak of automated coaching, the fitness level is used and can be used to give an understanding of what to do next, to personalize any instructions. And then after that, of course, it's possible to provide coaching process and advice for the users, whether it's real time or longer term, according to this basic information. Furthermore, it's possible to provide completely automated training plans and advice, which not only take account of your fitness level as being measured, but also of your training practice, of your history, obviously your training goals, and your recovery status. So if you're very much stressed or not very well recovered, so it may not be a good idea to do very heavy exercise. So basically being smart, using the data on you, combining that all together and providing advice which is personalized for you at that moment, according to your targets. So these are some new wearables which have been launched here at CES today and yesterday, and which do have the VO2 max feature. So the Garmin product is an example of the 645 Music has VO2 max, and it does also have a training status and recovery time to provide advice, personalized for you. Then there's the Suunto 3 Fitness, which has not only the VO2 max, but also personalized advice, again based on your training history and your condition. And then there's also a Huami product, which was launched and has similar kind of features. Amongst which quite a lot of other products that have the VO2 max. But that's we think that that's a good step in the industry. We have metrics that actually relate to your fitness, which is fitness. It's equal to VO2 max. Another factor we need to account is stress. And if you have a high stress, maybe being here at CES, speaking here, I can check my stress actually. It's medium, actually. So you're not that bad audience. So, but if you're highly stressed, so it may not be a good idea to do very heavy training. And so in this case, for example, ready stress, and this person is having a stress peak during meeting, business dinner, maybe some alcohol there or something, delayed night recovery, he goes to sleep, but the body is not recovering, but it's under stress still. So in case like this, so it makes sense to use the wearable data to provide advice not to do hard exercise, but rather recovering exercise to help the body to recover, and so stress is something that needs to be accounted for as well. And it's the same also in professional sports. So they are all individuals, and that's how they use the wearable data there. So whether it's training load, training effects, stress, recovery, all these different aspects. So all the athletes are different, and the key to winning games is really to provide individual feedback for all of them. And the same applies for all of us as consumers. So we are all different. And even if you look at patients, we are all different. And so being able to provide intelligent advice on what to do it's not one size does not fit all. We need to be individual there, and that's what the wearables can bring, using data in a smart way to provide advice how to get better. So finally, as an industry, we do need to deliver more value for the consumers, and the one pathway there goes from data, from sensors to reliable metrics, analytics, to personal interpretation, to provide guidance and coaching. So there are many steps there, and of course it depends on the product philosophy, how much guidance you like to get, but all these steps need to be taken for these products to have an actual impact for health or performance. And so that's luckily, maybe not luckily, but that's what we are seeing now in the industry, that the products are finally getting better, and they are finally getting to deliver on what they were originally designed, let's say advertised for. So really starting to provide more meaningful metrics for the consumers to really take advice of those. And it's maybe only the early steps now that we are there, but this is certainly something that the industry needs, among with other things like battery life and design and so. But because the products, they need to be meaningful and valuable for the consumer, and that's it's a long path to do it in that way, but that is precisely what the industry needs to grow big. Thank you.